Okay, I think I am live. Hi. The lighting is going to be weird because I am in my bedroom and not in my normal setup. The light is coming this way. Oh, okay. Well, that helps a little bit. Um, oh, are we live? Hopefully. I'm seeing a little spinny thing. So I just wanted to hop on here because have, um, I've not been on here the last few days. And I think when last you saw me, I was talking about how I wasn't feeling that well and whatever. And then if you've been following me on Instagram, you know that I ended up having to have emergency surgery. So I thought that instead, because sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm still a little loopy from everything that's been going on. Basically, I have some videos pre-filmed. However, because of a certain medical situation that has arisen, I cannot sit down basically, so I can't edit the videos that I have. And I wanted to at least come on here. Ooh, I can hear you but not see you. I'm hugging you from a distance nevertheless. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I see like a little spinny thing. Hopefully that will resolve itself. Sorry. No, cancel. Ah, go away. Come on, guys. Help a sister out here. Okay. Amy says she can hear and see me. So maybe it's just case to case. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so the reason why I wanted to get on here, sorry, is that I normally would have a video up right now, and I don't because I literally can't edit because I can't sit. So I thought I would just come on here and kind of give you like a little update on what went down with me. And then if people are looking maybe for some recommendations during the lovely pandemic of it all, I thought maybe we could just do like a little, like, if you're wanting a recommendation for anything, I guess, movies, whatever, we could do that. So in terms of what happened, so I have not been, if you guys have been following me, you know that I have not been feeling well for the last few months. I've had a few different digestive issues, and basically a lot of that has come down to anxiety. The first round of that got resolved kind of like the beginning of February-ish, and that was great. Like I was feeling better, but I was still having kind of one lingering issue, and I'm trying not to get too specific because this is digestive related, and y'all don't want all those details. But I was still having one issue basically, and over time it was getting more and more painful, and basically it was, around, relieving myself my solid waste. How about that? And it was getting very painful. I thought, frankly, I just thought I had a really bad case of hemorrhoids, which I'd never had before. I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is just like how it goes. And last weekend it got so bad. I was in a lot of pain, and my friend was staying with me, and she was like, I've had hemorrhoids. This is not really what hemorrhoids are like. But I just sort of, I didn't know, and I think I tend to, one thing I've taken from this is I think I tend to think of myself as a drama queen around these things, so I was sort of playing it down. But it just, and also, side note, that week I had my physical with my primary care, who was just like, oh, whatever, like, just wasn't concerned. I had a telemedicine appointment where I like sent pictures, did the full thing, and they were like, oh, whatever, it's probably like, just, it'll get better. And that last Sunday night, I was just sitting there, I was feeling so unwell, and I realized I had a fever, and I was like, you know what, this is not normal. Something doesn't feel right. You do not get fevers with a hemorrhoid. Something is wrong. And so I went to the ER, and I fully was expecting them to just be like, hey, here's an antibiotic, go home. Actually, a doctor friend of mine even told me like, oh, that's not a very high fever. You should probably wait, just with all the COVID stuff happening or whatever. You probably don't want to have to go to the ER unless you have to. But I just was like, you know what, I'm not going to sleep if I don't go. I'm too anxious about this. And within an hour, they had like this big antibiotic going. They had done a CT scan, and they were like, oh, like, you have an abscess and you are going septic, which was scary. So they, luckily they were incredibly responsive. took me seriously, didn't make me feel like I was overreacting, which I was really appreciative of. But yeah, so basically within very short order, I realized I was going to have surgery the next day, which I did. That went really well, but I ended up being in the hospital for 3 days because of the possible sort of like septic piece of it. So that was a lot. And so I got home. I will say that as of like yesterday afternoonish, I'm finally starting to feel better and I feel like things are healing. I'm not in as much pain. So, I feel like it's a very intensive process to take care of this particular wound. That is very painful. Basically, you have to apply like a very diluted version of bleach to it. So I want you to like process what that's like. So it is not fun to manage it, but it is manageable. I do feel like I'm finally starting to heal a little bit, which is great. And yeah, I'm kind of going to have to take it one day at a time. The upside, silver lining, whatever you want to call it, is that my work had already put us on remote work last week. So in terms of like managing this with my workplace, I think this will be a lot easier because like I said, I basically can't sit down right now. Like very, very limited amount of time can I sit. So I was going to need to work remotely anyway because for whatever reason in the office, they're not that cool with me just like laying on my tummy in the middle of a conference call. They're just so uptight. So as a result of that, like I am gonna have to, kind of take it a little easy. So I'm glad that I'm on remote work anyway, because then I'm at least not having to feel like I have to coordinate that with work. So yeah, I've got my follow-up appointment tomorrow, so hopefully they'll tell me that everything is looking good. I definitely feel better, so I hope that's a good sign. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep it going from there. So all that to say, that's what's been going on with me. That is why I've been pretty MIA. And I honestly, my hope is to start posting regularly again Wednesday. I'm hoping that I can, basically, I hope I can, I'm building my tolerance to stand for a longer period. So I would like to edit and post a book haul for you guys on Wednesday. I enjoy this. This isn't just like I have to do it. Like I like putting out videos and I miss doing it. So I think that might be a nice distraction. So that's my goal, is to get a video up on Wednesday. We'll see if that's possible. So that's, hopefully we'll start to get back on schedule from there. I may be doing more of these live video kind of things until I'm feeling better, just depending on how much I can tolerate, standing or filming or whatever. We'll see. But I'm seeing everyone's kind words, so thank you for your good wishes. Yeah, I know I don't want to be too TMI, but I also I'd seen some people commenting of like, is Mara okay? I've not seen her, so I wanted to make sure you guys knew I'm okay. My mom is here taking care of me, so basically I have a nurse who is doing a lot of my housekeeping for me, which I very much appreciate. The other thing that's going on, obviously, is this lovely global situation we find ourselves in. So, I guess fortuitously we're able to be together during this quarantine. I don't know how you guys are responding to all of this, but I have found it really overwhelming. I think particularly to feel like, I have some level of sort of medical precarity right now, in terms of like if it got infected again, or if I had an emergency, it definitely feels scary to me of like, we don't necessarily want to be going to hospitals right now, but like I have to go to the doctor for follow-ups and stuff. So like that's a little, I can't really let myself think about that too much because I cannot control that. But it does just make you feel particularly vulnerable, I guess, knowing that you have something that you might need urgent medical care for, and just knowing that there's a lot of other people who also may be needing urgent medical care. So for those of you who have kind of that as a chronic situation, I'm feeling solidarity with you guys right now. And that is kind of it's a very it's a very humbling feeling to realize how, you know, it's always true. Like we all depend on each other. Like humans are social creatures. We live in communities. We rely on each other for so many things. And I think these are the times where we feel those connections even more deeply, apart from just like our connections with our family and our friends. Like we also feel just how interconnected all of our lives are and how much we have to depend on each other for survival. So, you know, that's been a very humbling feeling, and it definitely provokes some anxious thoughts in me, and I'm sure it does for you guys too. But I just try to focus on the things I can control. Um, and the things I can control are following my doctor's orders, allowing my mom to help me out. Everybody's talking about how great moms are. Yes, they are. I'm so thankful for her. I think it's been good for her too. I think she would have been really anxious if she was in quarantine in Knoxville, not with me, knowing that I was in pain. I think that would have really stressed her out. So, I think it's good that we're together. In terms of like how I'm dealing with being stuck inside, frankly, I guess the upside is that when you don't feel good, you don't really care about being quarantined. Like I don't really care about sheltering in place. I'm happy to shelter in place. It feels like a big accomplishment for me when I can like stand for 20 minutes at a time. So that's where I'm at. I'm okay with being sheltered in place right now. I'm sure as the weeks go on that may change, but in terms of things that I'm doing right now, I'm very much struggling to focus on reading. It's actually my goal this evening to be able to read a little bit because I miss it. But I've just been so anxious that I've had a hard time focusing. Um, but I feel I had a teletherapy appointment yesterday morning that was really good, and like I said, I've been feeling better, so I'm hoping I can kind of refocus on doing a little bit of reading. I've been watching, so I guess I know everybody else has watched this show forever, but my mom suggested it as sort of just like a neutral thing to have on, and I am now obsessed with Shark Tank. Like it's all I want to watch. So we've been watching that. We've been watching a lot of Botched, which is also amazing. Um, very highbrow here. I've introduced her to Top Chef. So we've been watching some old seasons of that. We were watching Making It, which I hadn't seen before, but it definitely has a lot of the same vibes as the Great British Bake Off. So that's been very cozy. Last night we watched a movie called The Hunt. So Universal actually released a few of its new releases on video on demand because of all the theaters closing. Keeping Up with the Kardashians. You go, Ariel. I've never been able to get into that. It's just not my flavor of trash, but you lean into it. So they've released a few movies on video on demand that were supposed to be in theaters. So we watched The Hunt, which is a very, I thought it was great. It's definitely a political satire. I think it will piss people off, I think, if they don't get satire. But I thought it was really entertaining. It's like nonstop action. It's an hour and a half, so it doesn't linger too long. And I think it definitely kind of takes a swipe at the left and the right, which I thought was interesting. So yeah, that's what we've been doing so far for pandemic. But yeah, I don't know if you guys, if anybody's looking for recommendations of things to read during ye old quarantine. I'm happy to provide suggestions. But that's most of what's been going on with me. It's been a lot. It's been a really intense month. This month started with tornadoes destroying my neighborhood. Then I got cats, who, by the way, are warming up to me. I put them up on Instagram, but they are very skittish. Like they've had a hard life, and so they've been very slow to warm up to me. But today I got my first ankle rub, and I got my first opportunity to rub some ears, which was wonderful. So they're super cute, and hopefully will continue to warm up to me. But that was actually very emotional, having cats come into the house and them not being super responsive to me. Like it just made me feel rejected. But it's okay. I mean, I think I see my patience paying off every day. So that happened, and then this whole thing with my health happened, and then the pandemic. So it's just, you know what, March has been a lot. It's been a lot to deal with. And I'm honestly looking for, like, if I can just get stable and things just kind of stay neutral, That would be wonderful. Can we do that? That would be really great if we could just get to sort of a neutral place. But yeah. Ooh, I see somebody's watching You on Netflix. I think that's too dark for me. That's not what I need in these times. Um, but yeah, that was most of what I wanted to say. Let's see here. Aurisha says, personally, I have a huge TBR pile I can work through. Currently finishing Mira Grant's very long News Flush series. Is that the one with October Day, or is that a different series? Shauna McGuire has a couple of series going. But that was kind of most of what I wanted to chat about. Just let you guys know where I'm at and what's going on. Let's see here. My cat was the same way when we first got her. She had a really traumatic peg, so she took a while to get used to us, but she still has those issues, but is way better. Long slow burn romances. Well, the queen of a long slow burn is definitely Mariana Zapata. Actually, Mariana Zapata has an ebook on sale for $0 today called Under Lock. It is probably her worst book. I still enjoy it because it's Mariana Zapata, but it is free if you want to give that a try. So that's a good slow burn romance. I think Penny Reed tends to do pretty slow burny kind of books. Mila Vane has a new book called A Heart of Blood and Ashes, which is a fantasy romance, and I would probably characterize that as pretty slow burn. It's also enemies to love, so that's a part of the burn, but that might be a good one to try too. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is one that I should like, but just I don't know why. I just never fully got into it. I see the appeal, it's just not for me. Did I watch the latest Drag Race episode? No. Yeah, Drag Race this season for me is a little complicated, so I think what I've decided to do is that I'm not actually watching the season. If you guys don't know, there was a contestant who, after the filming, it was discovered, was basically abusing, like, sexual, like a predator, basically. Cats are cats. Before you know it, you won't ever be able to sit by yourself ever again. I hope so. At least one of them. I'm hoping at least one of them will be a little snugglebug. But yeah, because of that person on the show, what I've decided to do is that I'm not directly watching the episodes, but I'm watching recaps, and watching some of like the stuff around it, because I just don't think I can comfortably watch an episode with somebody who I know has hurt people that way. Yeah, that just didn't, not a judgment to VH1 and how they chose to handle it. It seems like they're handling it kind of the best way they can, but from my point of view, I just didn't feel comfortable sitting through that, if that makes sense. Yes, The Good Place. So I watched the first 2 seasons of The Good Place and then fell off, but I should definitely catch up with that. I've heard it continues to be great. I really enjoyed what I watched of it. It was a good one. I'm trying to think if there's other things I've been meaning to catch up with on TV stuff. I mean, I've been trying to watch YouTube. I feel like the pickings have been kind of slim on YouTube. Is it just me? I'm having a hard time finding videos that scratch my itch. Maybe it's a weird time for people to post content, but this is when we need content. We need content in these dark times. The Stranger. I don't know The Stranger other than L'Étranger by, oh, what's his face? French guy. It's pretty, Camus, there you go. Albert Camus. That's pretty bleak. Hey, Tanya from Niagara, Ontario, Canada. I love Canadians. I used to live in Canada. Well, hello. Canada was smart and closed down their border. I felt like that was kind of the ultimate troll. It was like the most polite Canadian troll I can think of, and I definitely enjoyed that. Enjoy your free healthcare and not having to worry about crippling medical debt in the middle of a pandemic. Hello from Arizona. Okay, well, that was most of what I wanted to share. Thank you guys for hopping on. Like I said, I'm going to do my best to, let's see, binge watching your past videos helping maintain sanity during social distancing. I'm glad I can help. I appreciate the YouTubers who helped me keep my sanity, so I'm glad I'm helping you keep yours. yeah, I wanted to let you guys know kind of what the deal was. I am really gonna try to get back into some kind of a normal schedule. But honestly, that's just contingent on how things continue to progress in terms of healing. So I will definitely not be a stranger. Oh, The Stranger is based on Harlan Corbin's books. It's good. It's on Netflix. Oh, okay. Good to know. Good to know. So I won't be a stranger. I'll do my best. If you guys are wondering what's going on with me, Instagram is probably where I'll be providing updates. Also, I will be taking adorable Insta stories of my kitties as they continue to socialize with me. Last night they played with me for the first time. The little girl, she finally succumbed and played with me. It was very exciting. So, and he slept with me last night. It was adorable. So, anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Take care of each other. Be safe. Yeah, these are scary times, but honestly, I believe in our ability to come together as one voice of humanity and get through this together. So, let's get through this together via social distancing. Togetherness through separateness. Isn't that just the dream? So yeah. Okay. I think that's it for me. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hopefully I'll be talking to you guys soon. Love y'all. Be safe, be strong. Bye.